Welcome to the brand new season of
Mythic Wyrd.
So, as you guys will hopefully realize, we have a brand new setup. Our studio has been completed. So apologies for the break, but we have been hard at work putting together what you see behind the players. You guys won't see this, but we've got a brand new rig on top of us. Brand new mics.
Behind the scenes on the socials.
Yeah, it'll all be behind the scenes. And hopefully it will improve the quality of our videos. That's what we're aiming to do here. Obviously, all your comments, likes, and your subscription help us a lot. And the money will go towards further improving our little den. So thank you for that. And thank you for joining us of episode 1, season 3 of our new campaign. Does everyone remember where we finished off?
We killed the alien thing?
Yes. Killed the alien thing and saved what remained of Harakai's people. Finishing that little story, Harakai's people descended to the kingdom of Dellinger, where a deal was struck between Eric and new King Harakai of the Sky People, of the Broken Fleets, where they would be allowed to settle in the mountains in exchange for their trade and experience. Unfortunately, Harakai will not be in this season, as he is busy getting his people together and sending an exhibition out to find the rest of the Sky People. Thalian has also gone walkabouts on this season and has gone on his own journey of self-discoverance. And Kyla has left us to join the colleges of magic to further refine his powers and to hopefully rejoin the party
And cure his skin.
as a powerful sorcerer. Drea and Bjorn ventured together off. It's a little bit of a story, so we'll post that up on the link for you guys to read. But in between seasons, Drea and Bjorn had their own little side quest. And all of that brings us to the start of this episode.
You know, you mentioned everyone except Daario.
Daario's still with us. Nobody cares. We're still missing an eye. And he is venturing back to his homeland to find out what's going on with his father and his brother. And that's a story we'll be exploring in this season.
Booyah.
So, our story begins with Drea. You stare at the flower in your hand. A dark orange, signifying the coming of spring. You've been on the road for a few days now with Bjorn and Daario. And as you stare deep into this flower, you almost resent everything it represents. New life, new beginnings, hope, Your eyes drift up from where you're squatting next to the field by the road into the field of wheat before you. And you see Lady Cressida standing in the field, watching you. She seems angry, disappointed even. You feel like haven't done enough. And as you watch, a little baby rabbit in her hand squeals in pain as her long bony fingers dig into its flesh. The eyes begin to bulge as it makes horrific sounds. But the grief is addictive. It overwhelms you as you watch. You continue to scream, filling your mind louder and louder. And you hear her calling your name. Drea.
Do I hear it in my mind? Like, how do
You
I
hear
hear
it
it?
in your mind.
Drea
Drea.
just gonna like look around. Like, is anyone else hearing this?
As you look to your
Anyone else
left,
seeing this?
a hand on your shoulder makes you jump. Andrea!
Yes.
Bjorn's looking at you concerned. Didn't you hear me? I was calling you.
Right. Is Cressida still in the field?
You turn and look, and in her place, a lonely scarecrow stands, with the crow on its shoulder, feasting on the carcass of a baby rabbit. It caws at you once before picking up its prey and flying off. Bjorn, you follow your sister's gaze and see nothing but a full field and a lonely, weather-battered scarecrow.
What are we looking at?
What we've been looking at for the last few days.
Yes.
You called?
Daario's waiting for us.
Right.
Do you need another minute?
Nope.
Right.
Dragon's just gonna throw the flower on the road. And then just walk off.
You turn around, leaving Bjorn a little bit puzzled as you make your way back to Daario. He's currently finishing up saddling your horse. His sleeveless shirt showing his strong, defined arms as he bathes in the warm spring sun. Do you have any words to share, Daario? About anything? Hmm?
I don't think so.
Yeah, cool. I'll just asking. You're 3 days out from Ostenmark. The letter that you sent before, a week before roughly, should have well and truly reached your brother by now. And after 8 years of being away from your brother, your father, and your people, how do you feel returning once again?
There's definitely fear. Harakai thought he was going to go back to his people and everything was going to be back to normal. So now Daario's wondering, like, who knows what could have happened. Harakai was gone for a shorter period of time. But deep down he thinks everything's going to be fine, but he's excited to see his brother, excited to see Father Bell, and he's dreading seeing his father.
Okay. You guys saddle up.
So we're 3 days out?
3 days out. Saddle up. After leading your horses back to the road, saddle up and make your way, continuing north towards Ostenmark. The previous nights, although you found no trouble per se on the road, a lot of the nights have been filled with a sleepless days. The chanting and braying of the cloven ones in the forests that surround you keep you all anxiously alert, but mostly you, Drea, filled with fury that at many a times, Bjorn, you would have had to interject and keep your sister from running into the woods to hunt down those that butchered her loved ones in a lifetime past. You've come across small villages and small farming communities absolutely devastated, their homes burned to ashes, the inhabitants butchered in their sleep, carcasses torn apart and left to rot in the sun. Just another grim reminder that dark days are creeping closer and closer. Lands that would have been once protected and safe, now left barren, unattended, overgrown, and the mark of children of chaos everywhere.
What is the Emperor doing?
As far as you're aware, the Emperor is doing something. Several sites you see small skirmishes. You see signs of Empire State Troopers, uniforms, weapons littered in the forest. But it seems like the Cloven Ones are pushing further and further out of their dark, overgrown forest. But today is a nice spring day, and you guys enjoy the relative safety of the road as you guys continue towards Ostenmark. Every now and then, a small farming family pulls over on the road for you guys to continue on your way before they get back on the road. The farmers' wives winking at either one of you or both, with you, Drea, scoffing and rolling your eyes. And so far you've been keeping count.
Alright, a little bit taller than myself.
It's currently 3-4 in Daario's favour.
It's that high. It's that high.
Dario's kind of like
Just blinking, but yeah.
Nah, I kind of got like one hand on my sword, just one hand on the reins.
Yep. Anything that you guys would like to do in this 3-day travel before you guys finally make it to your destination?
Do we have a game plan?
I was hoping you would have a plan.
Let's not draw any attention to ourselves.
Right, we're really good at that.
Yeah.
Maybe let's use fake names until we can figure out who we trust.
Well, that's all sorted for me. Greystone.
Darius is pondering.
I got it.
We could even be Bergie and Art.
since my family made their way into the Empire.
Among the higher lords and merchants, yes, it would be noticed.
Among the higher lords.
Alright. Then I will be Birgir. You'll be Anne. You can be Sparrow.
Yes. Sparrow's a cool name.
I have a confession. I don't know how to curtsy. Like, do I shake their hand? Do I curtsy?
That's right. We won't be going.
Do I high five them?
We'll be avoiding the high forts for now.
Cool. So just
Pretend you're like an ordinary person.
it's difficult.
Right. That is difficult.
What do you mean?
You just watch as on her shoulder is just tearing into a wild flower is found, and then just sees you and holds up the half-eaten flower to you.
I was like, no.
He hisses at you before crawling to the top of Drea's head and continues to enjoy the sweet nectar inside.
That was rude.
Look, if it comes to it, I've seen many curtsy, I'm sure I could teach you.
Well?
When it comes to it, right?
I think it's
Sorry?
coming to it.
It won't come.
Just in case.
And I wouldn't trust Bjorn in behaving like a lord.
What do you mean?
Do you not remember last time we had dinner with them? And it started a war?
Oh, you mean that time?
Yes.
Yes. That was good food. Good times.
Good time.
Well, should we worry about them? Aren't they out searching for us? Do they have posters of us or something along those lines?
But
Plus, he knew exactly who you were, so we're going back to your father's house, who
that's,
we worked with. The more I think about this, the more I realise this is a mistake.
that's why we're using fake names and we're avoiding the high courts for as long as possible.
So no curtsies now.
No cases.
Better.
You guys continuing your journey, making your way ever closer to Ostenmark. The next 3 days are relatively free of any signs of the Cloven Ones or any signs of war or damage as you slowly enter the borders of the Empire and eventually Ostenmark. In Ostenmark, underneath the keep, in a damp cell, Sylvanus, you have almost had enough of the kid in the cell to your left, who continues to talk and talk and talk to the point where you wonder if your arms are narrow enough to reach through the bars and strangle him. The cell to your right, an ungodly stench from the man who's been face down ever since you got here, unmoving, and quite possibly dead. The kid that you've got to know as Jace taps on the bars again with his empty food bowl, trying to get your attention.
Wait, what's your name again?
I told you already. I don't give that out easily.
Alright. Well, you're a bit of a party pooper, isn't it?
You're the one that put us in this mess.
Excuse me, mate. What the hell did I do to get us here?
Well, first of all, you dress like a peacock. What is that on top of your head?
It's called fashion. You clearly don't understand.
Right, fashion.
Yes.
So let me get this straight with your fashion. You climb up on top of the board. hide me, Sophie. I saw you.
Excuse me, mate. I was stealthy. You were breathing like a bloody.
You
I don't even
oblivious
know.
kid.
It was so loud. I don't even know what to compare you to. Like
And then-
a mammoth. A mammoth. That's the one.
A mammoth.
Like a mammoth. Yeah.
Just like a mammoth, I will stomp you. You don't
It's a
shut
bit rough, isn't it?
So what was your genius game plan of yours?
Well, obviously, there was some crazy-looking green shiny rocks.
Yes,
I
that wasn't
wanted to-
crazy. Yes,
Yeah, it's something sus, mate.
yes.
Something sus. I wanted to go in, grab it, and expose the bloody buttheads that run this shithole.
Right. By stopping at one box. Think, kid, think.
Alright.
They have many boxes. What is one going to do when you stop it?
You know, you're really pissing me off. You're throwing all these accusations around, and you haven't even told me your bloody name.
Call me Silver.
Silver,
Silver.
like the metal.
Yes, like the metal. I'm glad you're educated enough to know what that is.
Your parents looked at you and called you Silver.
I told you, I don't give out my name.
Alright, Silver.
It's a nickname.
Yeah, Silver. Alright, Silver.
And you?
I'm Jace.
A
If you've
peacock.
forgotten already. So what happens now? Do we just sit here forever? Just me and you against the whole world.
Have I been in these situations? What's gonna?
Oh my God, I love
what's
it.
like, what's gonna
Jace
happen?
is the best.
So
Go.
as far as you're aware, what happened the previous dawn is once you reach your destination from Arnau to the city of. Can someone read that out to me again? Naganorth.
Nag.
All I'm thinking now is how heavy does a mammoth breathe?
Not as heavy
The
as
men
us.
and yourself that were hired, along with the other mercenaries, the party that originally hired you on this boat turned around and started killing people. You being the only one left alive, started fighting your way out of it before
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
before
Pay
a
attention.
kid dressed as a peacock jumped on the ship.
Oh, he's actually dressed as a peacock.
No,
No, it's just a lot of colours.
yelling something about a rebellion and exposing the hierarchy.
The buttheads.
Before the guards swiftly heard the noise, the men that dispatched or were trying to dispatch of you ran away, while you and this kid were arrested and promptly thrown into the cells for trespassing. Your guess, you'll likely be brought in front of a jury and tried for treason, and then probably a fit punishment, whether that's execution, which is very likely, or some kind of labour for a few years.
Damn.
The ruckus.
The ruckus.
The ruckus that you put us in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. Continue.
We're likely to be executed. Once we reached that location, then
Executed.
most likely.
Oh, wait, I can't get executed. That would be.
Yeah, that would be a
not-
shame.
That wouldn't be very good. Alright. It's just me and you, Silver. So what are we gonna do? Yeah, I don't wanna die. Do you wanna die? I don't think anybody wants to die.
We're not going to die, kid. Relax.
Alright, what's the plan, Silver? You were doing some crazy stuff down there. Just do it. Just do it now.
What's like the bar? Like, what type of is this like bars? Like,
Yes,
Like prison bars?
iron cages. You're in separate cages next to each other, and you can see the dungeon extends quite a bit into the darkness where you guys can't see. A few degenerate souls, occasionally scream out from their cells, but other than that, it's you, the kid, and the dead man.
Nice.
I think if
with.
Punch it really hard, you'll be able to break it.
Maybe. Good theory.
Do you want to use this bowl?
You try first.
But
Now choose your face. I think that will have a much better impact.
you're not very nice, Silver.
Sorry, kid.
So are we really gonna die?
As you say that, there's a loud crash as the door to the dungeon lurches open, and you hear some commotion before. It sounds like they're struggling with a prisoner, and at the tops of the shouts, you hear, "Gentlemen, gentlemen! Honestly, you should have seen her breasts. Can you put me afloat?" And then there's a push as a figure goes tumbling down the stairs before you, falling directly in front of you, Sylvanus, as he picks himself up, dusts himself, gives you a look. "You can't expect me to stay in here with this lot? I'm sure this one's dead." And he's quickly shoved into the cell with the dead man next to you, with a few insults before the guards disappear back up the stairs, slamming the door shut, and you hear the several locks clicking into place.
Hey there.
Oh god.
How you doing?
Quite well. You're a chubby one.
Yeah, well, it gets a bit lonely out here, and I've just got Silver to talk to.
Like the metal.
Yeah, like the metal.
So you're telling me your parents seriously just
That's what I said.
looked at you and just thought,
Silver, like a metal was. It's hilarious.
that's quite funny. Right,
Yeah.
after.
Like if you had a kid, would you look at it and just call it like gold or something? That'd be something.
More suitable. Fit the lower class bill.
Strange folk indeed. So one alive. And he gives him a kick.
Who the dead dude?
Ah,
Oh, I don't think.
fantastic. And he turns around, dusts him off before sitting on him, and wheeling around a few times.
Is that comfortable?
Well, it's premium leather, you know. You don't want to keep it off the
You're sitting on a corpse.
better than the piss-stained straw.
If you say so.
Anyway, what is a kid like you doing in the grand dungeons of Ostenmark?
Well,
I'm gonna give the kid a stare. Yes, what are
I was just chilling out. And
Just chilling out.
yeah, just chilling out. Let me finish my story, please. I was just chilling out, and then I was walking down the road, and I saw this boat, and I looked inside the boat, and there was some fishy stuff in there, mate.
Oh,
Some fishy stuff.
like real fish.
No, well that's what I thought at first. I looked at it, and it looked like oysters or something.
Ah,
And then I looked closer,
yes.
and I saw something green,
Oh,
and it was shiny.
real off oysters.
Yeah, and you know how I green shiny things. I just had to.
I don't.
Well, I like them. So I went to go grab it, and old mate over here, Silver, he was doing his own thing. He was beating people up. I don't know.
Jesus.
What happened there.
I mean, Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma. Anywho, he was doing stuff. I walked onto the boat, went to grab a rock, and then old mate over here got me busted.
Well, Silver, seems like you're a bit of a prick, honestly.
And he doesn't talk to me. He got me thrown in here, and he's barely talking to me.
Definitely a class con.
That's
I'm
a
looking
bit
around
harsh.
the room. Is there anything I can use to get out of here?
Make a perception check.
First roll, season 3.
Here we go.
Okay.
He's gonna search a prison for.
Give me a 1.
You got this.
Both of my characters started in a prison.
Oops.
There we go. Yeah.
I love Jace. I love him.
Oh! That will be a 1.
A natural one?
Said it.
First,
Well, this season's gonna be
Wait,
good.
It's a sign.
All you see are your router companions, piss-stained piss-stained straw and your very non-appetizing stew still now solidifying in the wooden bowl in front of you.
Oh, God. What would you do in this situation, Griffith? I wonder.
Who's Griffith?
You look over and Bonaire, or the the individual, has pulled up the head of the dead man. He's like, I'm Griffith. I'm Griffith.
That's pretty good. That's
You like it?
talent. Are you like a puppet person or something?
You know what? I thought you'd recognize me. I'm actually the famous Bonaire.
Really?
Of course you've heard of me. Singer, artist, bard.
Really? Could you play us a tune? Or like a whistle? Or like a song? Or just hit the bars, make some sound?
Look, I was not quite one for hitting the bars. My voice, though, it was extraordinary.
Alright, go for it.
How about you hit the bars for me? Silver, you clap.
Right. And I'm gonna go poof
On the bars?
on him.
He's in the cell next to you.
Oh, God damn it.
No, clap. Your hands together.
I'm not even giving.
You're gonna be like the timing. You're gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll do like.
That's it. Kid's got talent. You know what? I might even take you as my apprentice.
Really?
Yes.
I would actually love that.
Yeah, you would.
You know,
God.
my friend Johnny, he can play it. He can play it too.
Right. And I'm gonna beat the bar, see if that does anything.
The whole cage shakes as a resounding thump echoes through the dungeon. As it dies off, shut the fuck up! Echoes from the other side. But other than that, the cage still holds. I can see why his parents named him Silver now. Not quite bright.
Oh, you're funny.
I know.
What's your name? Wait, Bonaire.
Bonaire, yes. You've heard of me, have you not?
Yeah.
Great singer, songwriter, bard.
Yeah.
The ladies love me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How about I share with you a tale?
Yeah. Go for it.
Coming closer.
Okay.
You're now both almost like faces on the bar on other sides. As Sylvanas, you're in the middle. The story involves a dark witch and her one-legged ostrich. The things that thing can do with its toes. So let me tell you. And he goes off into a very vivid story that involves,
Mega ostrich.
yeah, and it's a very sexual story that leads to endings that just blow your mind.
Yeah.
And Sylvanas, you sit there listening for this for the next 2 hours
2 hours.
as these guys exchange stories on other sides of the bars.
Okay, that entire time, I've just been focusing on a way out. Can I do another perception check? Nope.
No. As far as you're aware, there's nothing around you with the last check that could help you out. While you sit there and try to block out the nonsense and think of a way of escape, you three, after a long journey, finally are about 2 hours away from the gates of Ostenmark, or from the city of Nagroth. As you guys approach Daario, the roads that now you guys have travelled on last day, you have fond memories of your time as a child riding out with the captain of the guard or a few scouts. And as you get closer and closer, a sense of excitement and anxiety builds as you see the grand city in front of you, once a place that you called home. But almost for an equal length of time, you had deserted and decided to live life on the road. Now finally approaching and seeing the vast, sprawling city, towers and buildings just sprawled everywhere with bridges and underpasses connecting everything. The banner of your father flying high. And just there's a strange sense of, coming back home, but the memories, the harsh memories of the reasons why you left as well, all come flooding in. You slow your horse to a stop as your friends pass you, lost in thought. Any words or anything at all? Or do you guys just continue to head on?
Yeah, I think Daario's too much in awe
Yeah.
to really say much.
Yeah. Passing through the city gates, Drea, you're probably the most kind of, I guess, not in awe, but a sense of overwhelming, just at the size of the city. State troops marching back and forth everywhere. The high walls littered with cannons and troops stationed guard. And as you guys cross over the large drawbridge into the city, a party of 20 guards, all dressed in heavy armor atop horseback, with a young man stationed in the middle, follow to where he's pointing at you guys. And as he stands up in his saddle, dressed all pompous, a grand sword strapped to his side. No wonder my guards couldn't recognize you. You had 2 eyes last time I seen you. Your brother calls out.
Well, there you go.
So much for your names.
Do we still use fake names?
I think it's too late.
But for me, and I kind of look up and I'm like, hello, brother.
He's already riding over, his guards quickly in tow behind him. And he pulls up his horse next to you, studying you for a second. You can see he's grown quite a bit since the last time you've seen him, but still in his not childish ways, but the baby fat is still on his face, and the way he dresses is a statesman. He's essentially a politician. You don't think that he's even swung the sword that's strapped to his side. But he studies you for a second before reaching out and pulling you in close with a hug. He's almost as tall as you now, but definitely not as fit. It's good to see you, brother.
Same.
God, and who are these lovely companions
These are my friends I found along the way.
along the way?
It's been a long time.
Yes, we were upon the side of the road and he picked us up. How generous.
Well, the Prince of Ostenmark has always been a generous one. Have you not, brother?
As always.
Your names?
I just looked to you just in case. Fake names or not fake names?
My, you've got him in quite on a tight leash.
Alright. Alright.
That's
Go
an
on,
insult.
try it.
Hey!
Nice to meet you. He
Should be
bows
nice.
to you.
We're both lords.
Both
They-
lords?
Yes.
Well, that's
High ranking,
fantastic.
technically, I'm a baron, just saying. Whatever.
I am a lady.
Yes.
That you are. I am.
Our dress now is just for disguise.
Yes.
Disguise.
Like to be recognized upon the road, you see.
Ah, of course. I'm sure the maidens would be chasing you down.
Oh yes.
He's chasing them as they're chasing me, like always, brother.
Well, I'm proud to say you have some other competition now, as he kind of sits higher in his saddle and he winks at you.
Oh.
I'm Prince Tommen, by the way.
Tommen?
Tommen.
Tommen.
Tom.
Prince Tommen.
Daria's younger brother.
Aye. The better looking one, though. Does he look anything like him? No, there is some similarities, but again, you can tell that he has had a much easier life.
I lean in and just sort of look at his ears.
We have different ones.
A human is.
Alright.
Father Bell, you watch from the rear of the guard as you let Tommen kind of take the attention as he always does and as he loves to do. Do you step through the guard and make your appearance, or do you stay back?
Is this a public?
It is. This is right in the square at the moment, just outside the gate, or just inside the gate.
Blessed Sigma. Must be a great day for the light to bring you back for us, Daario.
No, that's good. That's good.
Get into it.
That's good.
Dario says, Father Bell! And he gives you like a bigger hug than he gave his brother.
Such is.
That's his father?
I expected someone
Ugly?
less old.
Our true father is actually much older,
Oh.
says Tommen. That's
Oh.
a priest.
A priest.
Right. Yes. All hail Sigma. Is that not what it is?
Is that something you know of, Bjorn?
What? How'd you? Was he like?
You introduced yourself, yeah.
Oh, like
The-
he was in the group. I
the-
thought he
the-
was sitting
yeah,
here.
the guards are around you guys, but he's
Oh,
in the
I
back
thought
of
he
the.
was just, like, read my mind.
Creepy shit.
Sigma told. Oh yes, I've read a book or two.
I'm surprised there are kid books in Dellinger. Would I recognize the name?
Yeah, you would be.
Or the dress attire, or
Yeah, you like you didn't say you're an orphan, but you said you're a baron. And you
Yes, he just recognized.
you would recognize you'd be well studied.
Yeah.
You'd know all the families and everything.
Oh yes, books. Yes, because we don't get everything from the divine light, as you do, Father.
the light shines us, so I'm sure. Well, any friend of Daario is a friend of ours.
That's not my head. That's it.
Drea like looks up here and he's like,
Have peace and be welcome. Come, let us get out of this weather.
And I put my hands on Bjorn and Drea just before we walk in and say, my friends behave well, don't they? Like he did.
we always behave well.
As well as you did, Daario.
Hopefully they're better.
Nothing
That's
a
not
bit
so
of
by your standards.
fine wine can't fix, brother, says Tommen.
Oh, I like your brother better than you already.
Oh, you have no idea, my friend. The night I have planned for you tonight. A ball for the coming of my brother.
Oh.
Mm. All the lords and ladies are invited. You would better get changed.
How far away are these people coming from, brother?
Oh, locals, emirates from distant states, just the folk with money.
You would never spare any expense when it comes to a party.
And definitely not for my brother.
And what about expenses for the villages that are being terrorized?
Oh, and that. He'll throw a party for terrorism. Good days, bad days, rich, poor, any excuse really.
Right, and the locals pay with their blood.
She's
back where we're from, she works on the civilian happiness.
Civilian happiness. Well, I would love to hear more about her.
No, thank you.
Wow.
Quite content keeping it to myself.
The other ladies where you're from talk so much.
I have barely said a word! All the men
We
from
don't
where you're from are
restrict
so
their speech if
arrogant.
that's what you're asking.
What was said?
We don't restrict their speech if that's what you're asking.
I'm only joking, my lady. Of course, you are welcome to say what's on your mind. We are all friends here. But come, let us get you out of that cow skin and to something more fit for a lady.
I like the cow skin.
This way? And he pushes through his guard and very uncaring of any civilians that might be in his way, he starts making his way through the city and to the citadel. Expecting you guys to follow.
It's not what I expected. All things considered.
I thought it was going to be a quiet entrance, but it is nice in a way.
Yes.
So I still don't know how to curtsy.
So I'll get my brother to send
Oh dear Lord, no.
someone to help me. My brother can't curtsy.
Do you guys follow?
Do you have much choice?
You guys travel for about another hour through the tightly dense packed city before eventually reaching the citadel where the guards unchallenged let you pass as you guys ride through in formation. Immediately as you guys get to the square, a grand statue of Sigma stands there as you guys hop off your horses and immediately stable boys come to take your horses and serving maids immediately rush out with chilled wine, handing it to Tommen and the rest of his companions while his guards flank you guys and as you make your way into the citadel.
Drea refuses the wine. Just say.
The maid politely bows
I
to you
thank her though. I say thank you.
and retreats back. You guys are not led, but more briskly follow Tommen, who's talking back at you guys while ordering his guards and handmaidens around, telling them to take your luggage and which rooms to take you to before you guys are quickly ushered upstairs into a small waiting room, left with Father Bell while Tommen says he'll return shortly as he has a gift for you, Daario. You stand in a grand room. A large table made out of oak sits as a centerpiece. Candles brightly light the room, where all the curtains are also thrown back, letting in the spring sun, warming the large room naturally. And as you guys are rushed through a blur of reaching through the city, this is kind of the first time you can catch your breath as you're left for a few seconds with... Describe yourself, Father Bell.
So he's an older man, relatively large and muscular in stature, quite wide, broad-shouldered, white hair, white beard, in long flowy robes. He has a book on his side with a chain around it, that sort of quite a thick chain that runs from shoulder down to the book itself. And he's quite rigid in his presence.
We're all just standing in this room.
I thought he would never stop talking.
Does he ever?
Not much has changed in, what has it been, 8 years?
He's got a bit more hair on the face, that's about it. A bit taller.
You have a bit less on your face too, what looks. I'm sure. But for now, please, tell me about your friends and what brings you home.
Well, they can definitely do a lot of talking for themselves. But, just wanted to come, see if everything was okay.
Yes. We wanted to see if everything was okay. Excuse me. It's very stuffy in here. Back in Dellinger, we're used to more open spaces.
Shall I crack a window for you, my lord?
Yes, please. Well, go. That's a good idea. Heavy curtains, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daario puts his hand on Father Bell's. He walks towards the window to open it.
You crack open the large arch windows, letting the fresh air and sound from the city flow in. You're immediately hit with
Did you say sand?
sound of
Oh,
the city
okay.
flow in. You're immediately hit with the smells of the city, horses, spices, the river nearby, and you stand there for a second, as you had done many years ago, looking over the courtyard as the grand guard of your father march back and forth, tending to their daily duties, and you still can't fathom that you're actually here in this room where you've had multiple conversations with your father, mostly lectures or him belittling you. And Father Bell, you almost notice the tense rigidness in the child that you essentially raised. And you stand there for a second, his hair pulled back, you can still see the scars on his ears where his father had them cut short or shorter. And you can't help but truly wonder why this child has returned. And the odd companions, the orphan that's with him, and the younger girl, her face riddled with lacerations. Tommen bursts back in, a suit of armor carried by 3 guards, quickly following him behind him. Well, I would have had one professionally made for you, but you didn't give much notice, so of course I went down, bought the most expensive from the best, and I present you, my brother, with the finest armor in Ostenmark. And he steps to the side, letting the guards step forward with a suit on 3 separate pillows, a grand helmet that covers your entire face, a breastplate with the insignia of Ostenmark forged in it, and greaves and arm plate to go with it. It is an amazing piece of armor, and you can immediately tell that he did not spare any of your father's money to get you one of the finest suits of armor, probably in the whole empire. Well, do you like it?
I love it. It's the craftsmanship is amazing. I know my gift doesn't compare, but I thought it would suit you quite well. And I want to pull out the dwarven dagger I got from the captain. And over the time I would have cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I handed it to him.
He takes it from you clumsily, and his hands are more suited for paper and quill than they are weapons. And he turns it over and gives you a smile of appreciation before passing it to one of his guards and dismissing it. Well, what are you still doing standing here?
You want me to put it on down?
No, I want you to go bath. You're stinking up my courtroom.
Which way's the bath?
Upstairs, hot tubs have already been prepared for you, and
Where are the stairs?
I forgot, perhaps other lords might not have such complicated large citadels, but the guards here will show you. And he unclips a pouch from his back. Heavy, large leather pouch with at least 5,000 gold pieces, and tosses it to you. Make sure your friends are all primed for tonight. I don't want to be embarrassed.
It's been so long since Darius.
It is a heavy pouch of gold.
Right, I guess we go shopping after our baths.
I hear there's a Grand Tailor. Some Tabaski people. Finest clothes apparently in Ostenmark. I would suggest paying them a visit and dressing up our young lady here. Father Bell will...
She needs it, of course, my prince.
Sorry, what did you say?
Not that she needs it, of course, my prince. And I just glare at Prince Tommen.
Yes, what would you know, Father Bell? And he gives you a look up and down.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to curtsy, Thomas? What's his name?
I beg your pardon.
Curtsy. Do you know how to
Do men curtsy where you come from?
do men curtsy where you come from?
They do not.
But do you know how?
He stands up a little bit straighter.
Give it a go. Just as an example.
Your friend clearly isn't accustomed to the Empire. Perhaps you can teach him some of our manners. Anyway, I will see you 7 o'clock tonight in the ballroom. Do not be late. Do not smell. And make sure all that coin is gone by the time you get back.
It will be.
Fantastic. Well, I have preparations to make. Nobles to attend to. I'll see you all tonight.
See you
Can't
tonight.
wait.
He bows and walks out, clicking out his guards to follow him as they quickly turn around with the suits of armor and follow him back out, closing the door and leaving you guys once again in this room.
Are you sure you're related?
Yeah, I changed my mind.
A tad more ostentatious than what you left it. Still here. A tad more ostentatious than what you left him, isn't he? I say, walking over, and I hold my hand out for the pouch of gold.
The coin will be gone by tonight. Make sure it goes to as many peasants as we can find.
I raise an eyebrow. Peasant.
No, sorry, yeah.
Your people.
My people.
Of course. I reach into the pouch and I take out 500 gold, roughly, handful, and I put them into your hand. But you know, your father, signal bless his soul, wouldn't let me train your brother. He said it did little help to you. I beg to differ, personally. It is good to see you, Daario. You have been missed. With that, I'm going to take the rest of the pouch over. Now, please excuse me, orphans,
Well,
and Drea. I have some peasants to find.
they're everywhere. I saw them on the way.
And I'm going to leave the room.
Father Bell exits the room politely, leaving you guys in the room once again. Do you guys want to go to your baths and then get some clothes? Or
Yeah, let's bathe.
beautiful. You guys are led promptly by a few serving maids upstairs to, well, you two are led to a room together, a large room upstairs with bars that could fit 10 people and placed in one individually as maids begin to tend to your hair, uncurling your hair, brushing it, scrubbing you down while being treated to the best wine and the freshest fruit Ostenmark has to offer. While Drea, you are led to another room nearby by a few other serving maids and very what's that word? Like without care of personal, decency, are stripped down and almost harassed into the bath as once they get down to your undergarments, they screech out, and you guys hear this from the other room as pants is out from your breast, landing on the edge of the bath and holding his hands out, screeching out, they're hissing out before chasing them around the room, trying to bite them, trying to get them away from you. They quickly pick up brooms and chase him around the room, trying to smack him as he dodges them, jumping onto one's face, scratching her across the nose, as you just watch in gleeful delight as he causes an absolute teller. You guys can just hear this from outside the room, just screams and water splashing, things smashing around.
Sounds like Dre's enjoying herself. I think she really likes it.
Did you stop him?
I get in the bath.
He quickly runs the maids out the room, and you guys can hear him outside your door, just talking to each other about some kind of demon snake that's popped out of her mouth. And as goes to the door and puts all his weight on the key, as he leans to one side and twirls with the key to make sure it's locked, before skipping his way to the bath and jumping up on the side and diving in with you.
What do we have? Do we have like oils?
You have
Salts?
oils, you have salts, you have sponges, you have flowers, you have on the other side a large table filled with grapes, cut pineapple, wine, water, milk, anything that you could possibly think that you might need is there, as continuously jumps up, grabs 2 grapes, dives into the water, climbs up your breasts into your mouth, pops one into his mouth, jumps
So
back into the
cute.
water on the other side as he just floats around on his back, the grape in his mouth, as he just lets out a sigh of, "He's done a good job."
We're gonna try everything. All the salts, all the oils, all the
There's
flowers.
cheese, there's sweets, there's balls of hardened mud to scrub your body with, there's
Damn.
everything.
I love this place.
We try as much as we can.
Beautiful. And then, when she was finished,
Yes.
the ostrich. Have you ever felt the tongue of an ostrich?
That's gross.
You grimace now, child, but let me tell you.
I don't know. Alright, let's end the story there. That's
It was just getting good.
no, that's gross. That's a bit too much for me, mate. Do you have another one?
This one time I was in Araby.
Araby? Where's
A
that?
mummy
Oh, a mummy.
and his mummified dog. That one, you'll be impressed.
When was the last time you was in Araby?
9 months ago. Silver speaks.
I know, right? It's crazy.
I think he likes the mummified.
Yeah, I think you should keep going. I think he wants to hear it.
Well, let me tell you how I funded the dead Silver.
Had my attention and you just lost it.
Oh wait, actually.
And he says something about how their missing teeth is absolutely fantastic.
Alright. Wait. Before we get too far into the story, why are you in here?
Oh, just found in an estate fondling a certain lord's wife. The breasts on her.
Oh.
I'm surprised your genitals hasn't fallen off by now.
Well, they did, but I met this witch, and stitching
Okay,
and
okay.
witchcraft.
We'll just cut it there, yeah?
She let me test them out.
Oh
after.
god. Alright. Anywho, are you gonna die as well?
Die. I'm too young to die.
That's what I'm saying. But Silva said.
Yeah, he's too old, so he should probably.
Yeah,
It's
but
about his time.
he said I might die as well. I don't want to die.
Let me tell you something. I have friends high up. They'll get us out of here. It's only a matter of time.
Okay, if you say so.
Kick back your feet.
Wait, you're gonna get me out? You
Tell
did
me
that
a good
for me.
story. What's in it for me?
Oh, I've got it. Alright. You like clothes, right?
I know clothes.
Well, my parents are some of the finest tailors in Ostenmark. I will make you a killer jacket, just like this one here. See it? Look at it. Show him.
How the colours dance off.
I
I'm
got
impressed.
This one. Yeah, I got this one custom made. It's like, I don't know, I just like the colours. I thought it was pretty good.
Can they make it tight on my arms? I want to,
Sure, if you want, you can put like extra padding to make it look even bigger.
I like you, kid.
Yeah?
As they're talking, I'm gonna. Do we have like gears on us?
You don't. No, that's all been stripped off. Any weapons, any money, any tools have been completely stripped off you guys.
Even our flasks?
Everything, yeah.
Well, might as well start working now. Stand up.
I'm not in my best shape, I was.
Wait, sorry, let me clarify. Sylvanus is in between you two, right?
Yeah.
In separate cages.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
Alright. Alright. Arms out.
Like this.
Looking good, mate. Looking good. Look at those arms.
Mate,
The physique on you, mate.
the ladies, once they see this, they come swooning from every state in the Empire and beyond.
I'm sure they do, mate. Alright. And Jason's gonna get as far back in his cell as he can. He's gonna kind of like squint and measure using his, like, the tip of his finger type thing and try and take some measurements.
No, I think you're a bit short there.
A bit short. I mean, are you more of like, you said you want a tight fit though?
At the length, don't make me look short.
Yeah. Alright, we'll add like another third of a thing there.
I like that. That sounds
Yeah?
pristinely accurate.
Thank you. We're professionals.
Is your mother single by any chance?
Definitely not.
That's good. I'm happy for her.
I'm just gonna keep taking the measurements. That's okay.
Do you need me to turn around?
Hold up, give me a second.
What if I stand like this?
Sure.
Make sure you get these abs.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep measuring.
And that is where we'll take a quick break.
As they were talking, I just wanted Sylvanus to. I take it he actually stood off the body.
Do you want to say we'll be right back?
We'll be right back. And welcome back. Drea, there's a rasp at the door as the maids are still trying to get your attention and check up on you and make sure you haven't been eaten by the now six-legged dragon, as the story keeps getting exaggerated and exaggerated. Az lifts his head up from the water, a small piece of cheese in his mouth, and he looks at you sideways, like impressed at what they're calling him. Before you guys are towed down and dressed in just some simple clean clothes as the doors open, and you can just see a handful of maids, all flushed, scared out of their wits, standing to the door to your right where you guys are. Your companion, Prince Valandil, is there's I think she's been killed.
What?
Yes, a beast the size of a dog chased us around. It emerged from God knows where. I've seen it too, says another one. Green and as large as a horse.
Do all your servants drink?
In this time, Joan's gonna like get out, start toweling herself,
gonna
getting
listen.
dressed.
Yep.
You're like, are you alive? Or are you being eaten by a dog?
If there was a dog in here, it'd be me.
She's fine. Leave her be, she'll be out.
But I saw the beast. Should we call the guards?
I want to just open the door with Az on my shoulder.
Steam rises off you and as your wet hair is draped around your shoulders. And as soon as the door opens and Az is spotted, two of the maids faint as the rest sprint screaming down the hall, alerting guards as one trips over, knocks over a vase that goes crashing to the ground, and picking herself up and running. And you guys are just left face to face with your sister and her horse-sized dragon
And grapes.
and grapes.
Good bath?
Very good. Do you know they have crushed flowers here?
I
And they
saw.
smell amazing.
Az has still got one in his ear, a pedal.
And they've got black stuff, and I scrubbed it on his bum.
He turns around and lifts his tail to show you.
Should we get going?
Great. Yes. What happens now? Close?
Clothes shopping.
Do we have to go?
We'll get to see what's of the town.
That's what I'm scared of.
If you don't want to come to the ball, I'm not going to force you.
I've never been to a ball. I don't know how to curtsy. Did you miss that conversation, Daario?
I think clothes are the more important thing at this very moment.
I don't know how to shop for clothes.
Alright. Stick as a group. We'll go get some new clothes.
Your brother mentioned something of a tabaxi tailor. Best in the town, apparently.
Would 500 gold be enough for a tabaxi?
It's been a while since you've gone out and, bought nice tailored clothes and stuff like that. So, honestly, 500 gold would be more than enough. But your brother is clearly over the top.
Yeah.
And 500 gold would easily close you guys
So,
all.
can I just say, sorry, because I don't want to sort of handicap them. I would have given them, like, I'm assuming Father Bell would have known about town, known about Daario, known what he would have needed,
Yeah.
given him a reasonable
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah, 500 gold would be
Yeah.
plenty.
Cool.
It's your voice's needle and thread. My lord. Squeaks a voice from underneath you guys as one of the maids is currently using one of your towels to hide her face.
Are you trying to get a peek?
It's a towel that was on the floor. you guys are dressed now.
Oh, my dress!
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'll do that. What'd she say?
Chavoice's needle and thread. Chavoice's
Is that a word?
needle and thread.
Name of the shop.
Your voice. Your voices.
Chavoice. Needle and thread.
Yeah. You just put that together. Right, thank you. Do you know where we could find it? I'll speak on behalf of your lord here.
Yes, down in the
Hmm?
estate section. Her eyes wide, still staring at the
Is it?
At her shoulder, yeah.
I'll go down and pick her up. I say, don't be scared. Bjorn here is a monster slayer. He'll protect you.
She looks you up and down. I'm quite certain you're...
Monsters on that little rat over there.
He's not a rat. Are you blind?
Wow.
Does this look like a rat? I turned to her.
I nudge you in the arm.
Just in the commoners section. Past the estates.
In the commoners section.
Yeah.
Outfits for lords. Alright. Shall we go?
Yes, the ball. What's the time now?
It's about 2 o'clock.
The ball's in 5 hours. Best we give him plenty of time.
Sorry, just a quick question. Are we dressed in our clothes?
No, you're dressed in some clean clothes, like white plain shirts, but nice enough to identify you as lords or merchants. Like clean pants. They've adopted a gown for you, a dark green gown, which surprises you both. As soon as you see her, it's a wild shock, but she actually, probably it's the first time you've seen her hair wet and her hair down, she looks quite stunning, actually. But it is a very big shock from the standard attire and blood and mud and axe and leathers that you've seen her in.
Look good.
I want this off.
You feel like you could fit in.
Nope.
Az has
I got
got
this.
some piece of blouse or something that's supposed to be in your dress, and he's just wrapped it around himself, and he's currently using it as a towel. And it's just like an oversized, like what's that fabric where you can see through it? And he's just wrapped it around his little head as he munches on a little grape.
Awesome. Let's go.
Let's go.
You guys, after a few minutes of you trying to remember your way through the citadel, finally find the exit. Would you like to take horses, or would you guys like to stroll?
So strong.
Yes. Show us around.
As soon as you're at the gate, and you begin exiting the citadel, you're immediately flanked by 10 guards, who take up positions without you saying so, and begin walking with you guys. Did you want to dismiss them, or?
I'll just
The captain doesn't say anything, just gives you a silent nod, and they return to the gate again. You can tell they were stationed there to escort you guys through the town. You go out into the chaos of the capital city of Ostenmark, with nobles and merchants and exotic animal vendors all crowding the streets as they peddle their wares. It's not like an Arnau city where it's like a Tortuga kind of, mess, but a more organized, stalls in places all lined up. You can tell there's some kind of permanent system. And the area directly around the citadel is top market. All rich lords and ladies examining today's wares. And as you guys get deeper and deeper into the city, past the grand estates where many of the lords and ladies live, you eventually find yourself into a more impoverished area of Ostenmark.
Is there a big difference between the...
A massive difference. You can immediately tell, although there is still plenty of shops here that are grand, you can immediately tell the class difference. Streets aren't kept as clean. The people are generally poorer. And the aggressiveness of the guards is a lot more here. Not caring who they offend or push out the way. Where you can, around the citadel, every lord and lady was escorted by her own personal guard, state troopers, where, had manners, where here you can clearly see an advantage being taken. You eventually find a shop with a large needle and thread, but the thread itself winds up into a tail at the end, with where it goes through the end of the eye of the needle, with in calligraphy Travois's needle and thread written underneath. A large, modest 2-story shop, and in the windows, gowns, suits, everything you can imagine on display, and seems quite popular as people come in and out. Lords and ladies dressed quite nice frequent this place, and as you peer through the windows, you can see a Tabaski lady behind the counter currently taking some measurements of a very plump, rude noblewoman. Do you guys enter? You step inside, and the woman immediately notices you guys. I'll be with you shortly, my lords, my lady.
Is there anything around the material shop?
The walls are lined with pre-made gowns and dresses on one side, and the other side, a whole display of materials on rolls stretched out for people to examine, touch, and feel. There's all different styles of hats underneath, gloves, everything you can, like your whole attire you could get done here. And the shop itself, the shop front is quite small and quite crowded with this fat lady in here. The wooden floors are kept pristine, clean, dust-free, and the carpet itself is a pattern of all different materials smartly put together to show off different colors blending next to each other, complementing each other. And the whole shop itself is just a display of art. Anywhere you look, the walls are lined with not wallpaper but materials stitched together. The curtains that frequently open up to the back are all different materials cut in different shapes, stitched together so cleverly that without looking closely, it would just blend all together in one piece. And the interior is all lined with candles, a really warm, homely kind of place.
I like it.
It's nice.
So do all your people treat the commoners as we saw?
All the bad ones.
Your father's one of the bad ones?
One of the worst ones. Changes has to be made around here. You know?
Is that why you left?
Well, I couldn't stay here. Stay here.
Did you try and do anything about it back then?
I tried, but couldn't do much as a kid.
Watch your hand, Tabaski. That's the third time you've pricked me, says a fat plum old lady. The gentle-looking Tabaski is clearly under some kind of stress, as she apologizes multiple times. The plum lady rips the cloth, the end of her dress, from her hands. If you can't treat your customers well, I shall go elsewhere. My lady, I apologize. It's been a long night. We have a personal situation. If you would just give me 5 minutes, I will get my husband to come out instead. I'll take a quick break. You can tell she hasn't slept the whole night. And as the lady continues to berate her, a man Tabaski comes down from the stairs. Kathy, have some tea. I shall take care of our customers. She gives him a a pleading look, and with a nod, he dismisses her up the stairs, and you can tell as she turns away, tears forming in her eyes as she hurriedly runs up the stairs before she lets out a sob. The man looks her up and down. The palm lady quickly finishes off her dress and tells her to come back in a few hours and it should be done. She berates him again, saying that should be done at a discount and it should be done immediately here now. And then he points out that he's got other customers waiting, and the first time she turns around to faces you, gives you a grimace look as she stares quite rudely at the scars in your face.
I stare back.
Well, clearly they don't have any money.
Clearly she has no manners.
What did you say, girl?
I said clearly you have no manners.
She steps up
Clearly
to
she
you.
has no hearing.
Do you know who my husband is?
I don't really know, no.
Well, you're about to find out, young lady.
Do you know who my friend is?
Who?
Well, do you know how to curtsy? Because you
Yes.
are standing in front of a prince.
Prince.
Yes.
Prince of what? Needing a new haircut.
Do you not know where you live? Are you not familiar with geography?
Who is this rude girl in front of me? I shall have my guard chaste you.
No.
Gerald! Gerald, she calls out to her guard standing outside, and he comes in club in hand, or club by his side, pushing past you guys. This young whore thinks
Whoa.
she can speak to the Duchess.
And this ripe orange thinks she can speak to me like that.
My lords and ladies, please, if we are all to calm down a little bit.
I love how you guys just sit back.
so quickly.
Take her outside and teach this rat a lesson.
Touch me and it'll be the last time you use your hand.
He reaches out for you.
I grab his hand.
He turns around to you, pulling out his club.
You raise that club.
Are we gonna fight him, right? Like, I'm happy to do it, but I'm trying to be nice.
Like, do you greet all lords with that club?
Great all lords with that club. He looks to you and then looks you up and down, doesn't recognize you, looks to his master. And what lord are you?
Prince Valentine.
Last time I checked, Prince Valentine still had 2 eyes.
Yes. Well, I seem to be getting myself into a lot of trouble these days.
And he didn't have a beard either.
Well, he was a kid back then.
Back then.
8 years ago.
I think she means your brother.
Ah, sorry. That is my brother you're referring to. Daario.
Make a persuasion check.
Sorry, guys.
You want to get us in
Good
so
girl.
much trouble?
Don't take that shit, you know?
Daria's not used to the city, guys. You shouldn't have bought it.
Plum, so good.
Holy shit.
The time we got bad.
20.
This lady's about to get it.
30!
Oh my god!
I got a 19. My persuasion's plus 11.
Holy
Yeah.
Shit, that's 11.
She looks you up and down, and there's a moment until you... She's old enough to recognize you, even 8 years ago, and she would know that Tommen has a brother. And she has a small gasp, which is more of a snort, before she quickly curtsies. My prince, I meant no offense. I simply meant to teach your servant a lesson.
I look,
She just keeps insulting me.
I look at Drea like, that's how you curtsy.
I think I could do better than that.
And as she does curtsy, you can hear the back of her dress ripping against her plum ass. And she quickly stands up, red, as she quickly tisks at her bodyguard to let your arm go, or to pull away from you. Well, in a few hours should be fine. My lord, I will just be on my way.
Enjoy your day.
Did you get a name?
And your name? Sorry, you got mine?
Duchess of Veen.
Nice to meet you. Now, before you go, I would just like to ask, can I please get an apology from my friend?
Oh.
This is why I like Daario.
My prince, you've been away quite some time. Us nobles, we're not used to apologizing to servants, and well, of course you can understand the situation you're putting me in, and my pride would be sorely...
Stop your babbling, she's not a servant.
I'm no servant. Nor a whore.
Her lip twitches as she stares down at you. She's like 6'1", big, fat, and she gives you a half curtsy eventually. I apologize, my lady. I had misinformation about who I was dealing with.
Yes.
I hope you can forgive my mistake.
Easy forgiveness.
Perhaps next time you should introduce yourself. For
Perhaps
one,
next time
not
she'd give someone a chance to.
quite quippy, isn't she? Well then, we are invited to your ball, my prince.
I'll see you there.
Yes, unfortunately. And she gives you a curtsy again before sidestepping past you and out the door before she pushes her guard and starts berating him for not knowing who you guys are.
And I bowed to him before that.
That was interesting.
Australia is going to do quite well here. It's like I
Why do you talk as if I'm not here?
Clothes, that's what we're
Yes.
You turn around and the Tabaski man is in a deep bow that looks like he's been holding for several seconds. My lord, you grace my shop.
I've heard nothing but good things about this place.
Yes. Well, your own reputation precedes you. How can Doris help you?
Just some clothing. For me and my friends.
Of course, my lord, for the ball tonight.
Yes.
Of course, right this way, my lord. And he takes you behind the curtains, behind the counter, to a larger fitting room with a few mannequins. You can see pins and different cloths pinned into them, measuring tapes laid out on the floor, and he positions you first in a box that he's marked out on the floor before he starts taking some measurements. Every now and then adjusting his half-moon glasses, not making eye contact with you, very polite, and not speaking unless spoken to.
Are we there watching?
Yeah,
I give him permission to speak freely. Because I can see he's tense, right?
he is very tense, yeah.
I tell him, just relax, speak freely.
Your wife earlier, she didn't seem to be herself.
Oh yes, my lord, just some family trouble. Nothing to burden the Prince of Ostenmark with and his friends.
Please. My fellow people's problems are no burden. If there's anything I can do, please.
He stands up and looks you in the eye for the first time before quickly looking away. My son, my lord. Well, he's just disappeared. He's usually here every night, and we're fearing the worst, and dear Kathy, bless her soul, is quite a sensitive one. Of course, the mother. Anyway, I'm sure he's fine. Just hopefully he's fine.
How old?
17.
Young then.
Oh, very, my lord.
He helps you with the shop.
He does that. He's got his own direction, but just as artistic as his mother.
Is he a good boy? Like, does it cause any trouble?
He's the best.
Do you have a painting of him?
Unfortunately, we're not that rich, my lord, but there's not many Tabaskis of us around in the city.
Imagine an easy target for the guard. The kind guard that was like that.
And
Do you have a name? Does he have a name? We can find him.
Jason, my lord,
Send the word out immediately.
thank you. Thank you, my lord. And there's a sound behind you as his wife, Kathy, bursts into the room, tears in her eyes still streaming down her face as she wipes them away. My lords, my lady, my prince, and she half curtsies. Did you tell them, Doris? I did, Kathy. It's okay. Our prince here is going to send out word. She, with your back to her, she rushes up to you, and you just feel her almost tackle you to the ground. She wraps her arms around you before squeaking and immediately stepping away, and then curtsying again, apologizing, and just saying it's her son, it's her little baby. She doesn't know what she was thinking, and she apologizes again, and then she turns to you and apologizes for apologizing and just talking too much. As her husband tries to calm her down.
No, we'll get it from now.
You can relax in front of your prince.
Relaxed, yes. Oh, my prince, yes. Yes, I'm relaxed. Tea? Would you like tea, my prince? No. Probably drink wine. I can get you some wine.
I go for some wine.
Of course. Wine?
Thank you.
My prince?
Yeah, thank you.
Wine. One.
Oh, just some water, please.
Of course. The finest water. Yes. Doris, do we have water? And Doris sighs as he tells her, upstairs, Kathy. And she quickly rushes back out the room, pantsing up the stairs, and comes back a few minutes later with a goblet of wine and a clay cup of water that she's dripping both as she runs into the room, hands you the water and hands you the wine. Before she's like, oh! And goes and switches them around.
Have you slept?
No,
Right, that explains a lot.
my son, he's
Yes.
he usually
yes.
comes back, and he's a good boy, you see, and
I remember when I was 17,
yes.
spent a few late nights out. I wouldn't worry.
Oh, no, not like that. He's a good boy.
He's a tabaxi. Not many out there.
Gerald? I mean, Doris. And she looks up at him, and he puts a calming hand on her shoulder. He's like, our boy's got his mind right. Nothing like that. Just being Tabaski and all, like you mentioned before, my lord, an easy target for the guards for sure.
Right. But I wouldn't worry. It's just one night.
We're just used to it, that's all. Usually checks in with us, so.
If you know what he looks like, I can send him a message. If you show me what he looks like, I'll do.
Well, I can show you one of his jackets, says his mum. Designed by himself.
No.
It's quite good.
Yo, yes,
The colours are a bit
yes,
stark,
alright.
but
Alright, yes, I'll have a look.
she runs to one of the mannequins, pulls off a jacket, a leather jacket with, it's like a vest, and then two arms of different colours have been stitched on, a fluoro orange and a very fluoro green. and then a hood that is decorated with all kinds of badges and like key rings and all kind of studs all around it.
This is worn outside?
Yes, he's quite proud of it.
Should be. Love this. It's a sight to see.
Oh, did you hear that, Doris? I love it.
Will our clothes look anything like that?
If you want them to.
Oh well, I have more. My taste is more of from back home.
Of course.
Do you have anything of Dellingan cut?
We have worked with the finest weavers. From Dellinger.
From Dellinger, we weave clothes. Alright.
Are you sure you wouldn't want something like this? My son is trying to push his line into Ostenmark.
Wouldn't work with my
Aesthetic.
yes, with my
Image.
Of course.
I need to be free to move about. I don't like sleeves.
So can you contact him though?
You should know what he looks like.
Well, imagine a Tabaski but with this on.
So what
Would you like me to put it on for you? Give you an example.
Yes, sure.
She starts putting it on.
Yep.
Before she stands there and then she's like, wait, holds up a clawed finger, messes up her hair a little bit.
What are you doing?
Looks like this. His father's eyes.
Looks like that, but his father's eyes.
You can tell she hasn't slept for a long
I'm
time.
thinking of Doris. His eyes.
Perhaps some more tea, Kathy. Yes, just as soon as he contacts him, I think tea first. And he kind of starts pushing her out the room as she contests, so that he just pushes her out and closes the curtains. And then she pops her head back in. He also likes to wear gloves.
Should I just try? She won't relax until I try, right?
I'm afraid not, my lord.
Alright. Give me some space.
She comes up closer to you. Do you need a closer look?
Could you just stand over to the side a little bit?
This side? She circles around to you. It's still the same distance.
Perfect.
What angle?
That's perfect. If the spell doesn't work, then I don't know how to cast spells. And I gotta slip my thumb on my axe.
Her husband immediately holds up her hand.
Sorry. Oh, but do I know that?
I would have warned.
I mean,
Yeah, Daario would have warned you guys.
No, we'll say something before I do it, because I'm already doing it.
Bjorn, that must have been
Yes.
your fourth cup of wine today. Don't you forget to message someone you need a quill and parchment.
Or I could just...
Yes, quill and parchment.
Or I could... Oh, yeah, okay.
We have plenty of quill and plenty of
I'll
parchment.
write your son a letter, yes, perfect. Could you...
So you know where he is? Please. Please, my lord. All your clothes are on us. Just tell me where my son is.
How did we get into this? I do not know where your son is. This here is the Prince of Ostenmark. He will find him for you. I am sure.
I shall step out of the store and find a guard that I personally know myself.
Fantastic. I will I'll go gather all the local guards and have them ready at the storefront for you.
I will.
Are you sure?
Myself, personally.
Okay. Wine?
Yes.
They should drink on the job, but thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna make some tea.
I'm gonna take a look at some guards at the front.
And she starts
Could you
making her
look
way
into
out.
some of that Dellingan cut for me?
I've got you, my friend, says her husband, Doris.
Great.
You guys spend the next few hours getting sized up, with Kathy every now and then coming in with a different outfit, showing you some other clothes he wears.
Does
More
that
being
look
in...
good?
No. More being a not a nuisance, but just you can tell she's clearly stressed out. And finally,
I say it. I can't think of it.
yeah,
I'll
Entertainer.
Entertainer, yeah.
yeah, beautiful. They eventually all take your sizes. What would you like done up? First to you, Daario. What would you like?
Come back to me.
Bjorn.
I'm gonna basically ask for the finest lord wear for Dellinger Lord.
Mhm.
That shows that you're a Jaeger.
Okay.
Right, so basically what Bjorn's will be wearing, but an updated version, I don't know, because they're going to cut it.
Yeah.
So, but I essentially explained the outfit. I hope they know it.
Yep. Doris sketches something with you, very, very well drawn. He sketches out a mannequin of you, and then just sketches on a sleeveless vest first of all.
No, it's not actually a vest, it's more a coat, so it's sleeveless,
Mhm.
worn open, and it'll hang down,
Mhm.
and it's belted. So,
And like a fur coat.
no,
or-
no fur.
Okay.
Or maybe on the inside.
And what color would you like?
I'll just go for my typical browns, but if he suggests some sort of splash of colour, I won't
He
shy away from it.
looks at your eyes and brings out a roll of very soft fabric, almost exactly matching your grey blue eyes, and he suggests perhaps an outline or a pocket hanky to match your eyes.
With the open coat.
Do you have a shirt on?
Hmm?
Do you have a shirt on?
Black boots?
Brown.
Brown boots? Alright.
I like brown.
Dre would want something that like that, something that looks like a gown, but she can definitely move in.
And the same colours?
Either brown or like a deep green, I would say,
Okay. Is
without the hood.
after a few moments, Az feels safe enough to come out, and they take fondness to him, and he brings a material to match his colour that he suggests, like interweaving into your into the full gown, or
Yes.
just the splashes of it,
Yeah.
and then custom designs a pouch for him on the inside and
I love
on
these
the
people.
outside if he wants to, like a little. It doesn't take away from the dress, but it's almost a little pocket just between your breasts for him to sit
I love
and watch
Yes.
if he would like.
Yes.
But it's comfortable enough for him to come inside without annoying you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Would Bjorn get what's the word? Would it cause like any drama if he's not wearing a shirt underneath his?
Titty scandal.
Not like a Dellinger lord, so like why would I they would respect culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's your brother's ball, so you're thinking it's probably gonna be like mostly younger people and stuff anyway. So.
It's nice pair of pants, nice boots.
What colours did you want to dress in the Ostenmark colours, which are red and blue?
Red and awesome, that works for me. Okay, so I'm thinking like a dark blue shirt with like red stitching. And maybe like a bit of red on the sleeves.
Yep. Would you like it like puffy or tight?
Like tight, but like
Yep.
a bit loose, like
Yep.
just a bit of chest.
Yep.
Nice pants, nice boots, and just like a nice.
Beautiful. They take your orders and immediately begin getting to work, and they tell you they'll have them ready for you in a few hours. You're more than welcome to sit with them here, and you can tell they don't let anyone. Like it's a family area back here, or you can come back and they'll have them ready for you.
Can I ask how much is the price?
They refuse to tell you. They tell you that you finding their son is enough payment for them.
Okay. When they're not looking.
But the materials that they suggest are like top shelf, and it would be over the 500.
Oh wow.
Alright, well, I'm gonna, when they're not looking, I'm going to get 400 gold pieces and stash them somewhere. Like, I've seen them, like, look in there, so I know they'll find it.
Yeah, maybe back out the front, like underneath the counter or something for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll
Awesome.
just, like, get a piece of paper and just write D.
Beautiful. All right. In the meantime, did you guys want to stay here, or did you want to come back?
So we did find the guard now.
Yeah, let's just get away from Cathy. It's a lot of Cathy for
So we're going to go for
Oh gosh, wait till you meet the sun.
Before we leave, Drea's just gonna ask if she can just borrow any pants and a top.
They present you with 10 different tops and 10 different pants for you to take, and boots, like whatever you like,
Perfect.
whatever color.
Perfect.
And Doris even suggests that he can cut you up something real quick right now if you don't like any of these.
Just anything will do.
Yeah, beautiful. White shirt, black pants,
Yeah.
black boots.
I also request a new blue cloak, because mine, previous one got exploded.
Beautiful.
That sounds better.
Awesome. So, did you guys want to stay here or?
Nah.
Yeah. All right. Where are you guys going?
What time is it?
It would be. So you got here at 2. It would be about 3 o'clock now.
I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, alright, we'll go to a nice tavern,
Mhm.
but
In the rich part of town or the shit part of town? I mean, the not rich part of town.
I'm guessing you want the rich. Bjorn will want the rich.
Okay.
I'll show,
Following your steps.
I'll show my friends around
Yeah.
where I grew up, and I'll go to a nicer place.
Beautiful. All right. So you head to the Crowing King, which
That's
is one of your favorite childhood taverns. It's a 4-story building, with you always used to dine here with on special treats with Father Bell, who used to take you here. They've got your the favorite pie, the best drinks, and just the best atmosphere. Although it has changed owners since your time away, it's passed down to the son, which has kept his father's recipes and everything like that. So you head there, and do you announce yourself, or you just another
Inside,
just another lord or merchant passing through?
Just another-
You guys take the 3rd story out on the balcony where the whole 3rd story is open up. You get an awesome view of the city and the walls surrounding it, and it's an awesome experience.
And I just want to keep an eye out for a guard, like one that I kind of know,
Okay,
if possible.
all right, we'll get back to that. And there was 10 witches, and this whore had a skunk the size of a horse.
You know, I think I'm learning a lot about you through these stories. Like, they all end up with you, you know, having sex.
Not with this one. She tried to gas me,
Gas you?
but I fought valiantly.
Oh, wow.
And the witch, as she tried her final spell, I cut down her friends, and I slit her throat, freeing my elven companion and the town.
Just as he's saying these stories,
Yes, he waits for your applause.
Sylvanas is gonna make no gesture that he's interested, but he's gonna do an insight check on how truthful these things.
Go ahead.
I think that's a 20-something.
Holy shit, you guys are rolling good.
New characters, new stats.
Wait, so why was the witch hunting you in the first place?
22.
The truth is, young Jace, she wanted me. With a lust so deep, she would go to any means to have me, even if that meant having me while I was dead. Or gassed out.
That's intense.
You can tell that all of its stories are either A, extremely, extremely exaggerated, or pure lies. Except the few, like the witch and the one-legged ostrich. You're like, okay, I think at that time, you're pretty sure the way he was staring off to the distance when he was talking about the ostrich, you're pretty sure it's true. Ah, yes. It's a blessing and a curse. The looks of one like me.
What, so do you think you're ever gonna, settle down with just one person?
Ah! No. Ah, the whores would go begging from Ostenmark to the Reichlands.
Yep. Right.
What
Can I tell
about
a
you?
story?
Oh, of course, please do.
So one time, right, I was chilling with my friends, and we were in the canvas. Have you ever been to the canvas? You probably haven't. It's basically like this awesome building, and we just put art up everywhere. It's
This is not a story I'm interested in.
no, it is. Trust me.
Does it
Anyway-
involve breasts?
No.
Any story, Silver?
Anyway, do you want me to, wait, let me finish, alright? So, the guards came,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tell you the short version, alright?
Mm.
So the guards came,
Oh,
and
yes.
they were knocking,
How exciting.
and we snuck behind them, and guess what I did?
Yes, that's good.
No, I'm not done, guess what I did?
Huh?
Guess what I
Oh.
did to the guard?
You tore off her pants
No.
and ravaged her. Good story. That's an ending I like.
That is a quietest. I've seen this kid.
His parents thought he was good.
Yet.
After this one night, he was going to be the most fucked up kid.
Mummy, what did you do in Australia?
What's your favourite colour?
My favorite color.
I'm just thinking for like the jacket.
Oh. I think beige looks good with my dark skin.
I'm thinking like,
Kid.
yeah. Silver.
What did he say?
Dellinger. He was muttering earlier. I'd like to hear that story.
He likes my stories.
No, I just want to hear that story.
Well, it's a pretty simple story actually. So basically, all of the rich assholes that run this place are just treating me and my family like shit, and I'm kind of sick of it.
And,
So, screw them.
more information, kid. Answers. Now.
Jesus, calm down. I mean, Sigma.
Silver, you need a woman, my friend.
I
Or are
just-
you one of those eunuch types?
Or maybe like a massage or something. You seem a little stressed.
Just out of this cage, away from you two, would be enough to ease my suffering.
What about me? And he pulls up Griffith's head again. I'm your friend!
Look, it's Griffin! Hi, Griffin!
Hi, Jace!
What's your favourite colour?
Silver! He's completely disrespecting this dead man as he yanks at his jaw, and then you guys just hear a crack, and the jaw's like upset, and he's like, it just drops him. Oh! Come on, Silver, just a bit of fun. Oh.
As long as you can stick your penis in it.
That's God.
I'll tell you a story about lords and nobles. This one time, in the city of Arnau, I lay there with 6 beautiful women. And then busted this half-orc and his bastard friends. A lord from Dellinger, if you'd believe. Well, they were there to rape my women. And I fought them off, naked, with nothing but my weapon in hand, if you know what I mean. I carried all the women on my shoulders and jumped out the window.
Oh, 6.
Escaping them bastards. Aye, that's what lords and nobles would do. They'll take anything from the likes of me and you.
Did you get him?
Oh, I got him.
Show me how you got him. Act it out for me.
He stands up and he picks up Griffith. Make a perception check. Make a perception check.
Picks up who?
Griffith. The dead man! Your friend that he's been pretending is Griffith. What?
Let's play this again.
What's up? Are you lost?
The dead man. The dead man that was in the cell?
That he was sitting on?
He's in the same cell as him.
Yeah. Sorry, his name caught me off guard, that's all.
Yeah, but he was pretending he's Griffith because the way you're talking to Griffith and he's like, I'm Griffith.
What do you want me to do, sorry?
A perception check. He picks up Griffith and slams him against the wall. And he's like, look here, you orphan bastard. Ha! Ha!
Yeah, you get him, you get it.
Never touch my woman again. And he steps back and the body flops down, smashing his face into the ground.
Natural 20, getting a 21.
You spy in the dead man's hand as he picks him up the end of a bronze key. And as he falls back down, the key clatters, falling underneath him. Jace and Bonaire have no idea as Bonaire puts his leg up on him, triumph. His hands outstretched.
Yeah, take that, you awful bastard.
Is it reachable?
Not from your cell, no.
Right. And then what happened?
I made sweet, sweet love to all 6 of them ladies. I was the hero that night, and the night after that, and the night after that.
Hey, Bonaire.
Huh?
And I'm gonna get up because I was sitting down for a while, and I'm going to walk in a distance of between me and the key, and tell him to come over here. Hopefully, he'll kick it my way.
The key's underneath the dead man now.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice body there.
Griffith, yes. He has a name. You would be respectful.
His favourite colour is silver.
Huh?
Turn him around.
The man's dead. Have some respect. Oh, you're one of those type. Okay. All right, Griffith. You'd like to see your bare chest, and he turns him around, and the dead man launches a fist up on air, punching him straight in the jaw. Knocking him over as Bono slams his head into the bars, falling unconscious. The dead man stands up screaming, his teeth up and missing blood running all down his face.
Alright.
What the fuck?
Stop! And then I am going to do my first one.
Go ahead.
So he has to do. Whoa, sorry, this
What do you
is. Speak one word of a command. I think he has to do. You have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Natural one.
Cool. So the spell that I'm using is called Command. I speak one word to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effects to the target undead, and if it doesn't understand the language or if you command it directly to harm itself, that's where it stops. Alright, cool. So pretty much I command it, I say words,
And it has to follow your command.
it has to follow the command.
The man freezes there, eyes wide, his hair long and tangled, sticking to the blood on his face, as he locks eyes with you, breathing heavy.
Peace at last. Now pick up those keys and bring him here.
He bends down awkwardly. You can tell he's probably broken something from the multiple chops he's taken from Bonaire. His jaw still to one side as he bends down, picks up the bronze key, and awkwardly shuffles over to you, holding the key tight.
Hey, Griffith. Griffith.
He looks at you.
What's your favourite colour?
Go in the corner, and I'm gonna go reach the keys.
You take the key from him, slipping from his tight grasp. And what do you tell him? Go to the corner?
And sit down, facing the wall. Please.
He turns around and shuffles awkwardly back to the wall. You can see his pants now are stained with piss and shit from who knows how many days he's been here unconscious. And he goes, puts his face to the wall and slides it down the rough brick as he sits cross-legged, silent.
And I'm gonna... Right. Now stay there. And shut up. Do you understand me? And I'm gonna try to do it...
You shut up! Comes from the other end of the cell.
From him?
No, from from inside the dungeon where you can't see.
Gotcha. Alright.
Tell us another story!
I'm gonna try to keep...
You put it in, and it is a exact fit. And you remember earlier in the night, the guards complaining about a key that's gone missing. And with sweet, sweet bliss, the gate clicks as it slowly creaks open.
It's a good guess, yeah.
That was really good. Whoa. Silver, buddy. Silver. It's me and you, right? Me and you against the world. And Bonaire. Bonaire's coming. Is that right, Bonaire?
I'm gonna gesture the kid to come...
He's unconscious.
to come close to the cage.
Who?
Just the kid.
Oh, to Jace? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Do you know how to keep quiet? Right. Well, I'd best be off then.
Well, wait, if you leave without me, I'm telling them.
Well, then you don't know how to be quiet. That's the test, you stupid kid.
Why are you so secretive all the time? Why can't you just be like, yo, let's get out of here? Come on,
Follow
man.
me.
What?
You stay quiet, you follow me.
Alright.
Right.
I'm gonna open up this cage.
With a soft click, your cage opens up. It squeaks as you slowly push it open, mostly muffled by the unconscious snores of Bonaire, who's mumbling about a three-eyed sheep and a Britannian wench.
Let's leave Bonaire the key. Let's leave Bonaire the key. I mean, we're not gonna have any use for it after this.
No, he's staying here.
Oh, come on, he was cool.
He knew it was that corpse. He fucked a mummy. Carried 7 women.
He saved them.
Sure,
He's a hero.
sure. You believe those stories?
Yeah!
Yes, of course you do.
From
You
the
love this.
bastard orphan and the half-orc kid.
I'll leave him the key.
Leave him the key.
Yeah, sure. I will. Shh.
Do you want to put it there?
Go on. You first. Is there anyone at that door?
I'm not falling for your tricks. What do you think I am? Born yesterday?
Gonna throw the key. Alright, no. That's probably gonna make it. Nah, I'm just gonna. Okay.
The key bounces off the bars and slides into Bonaire's cell with a scrape that echoes through the dungeon. Keep it quiet back there! Comes a voice from the other side of the large door.
Now, when we get out of this, you're gonna tell me all about those lords.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Wait.
Oh, there's like locks and stuff on the other side of that jail, isn't there?
Yeah,
Is
there's
it a
like-
key lock?
Yeah, it's locked from the outside. It's a wooden reinforced door with bars that you can look through.
No, I got that.
Time to get back in.
Wait, sorry, explain that again?
It's locked from the outside.
Sorry,
Oh.
the entrance to the dungeon, because there's multiple cells in here, is the stairs going up to the large wooden door that's reinforced, and there's bars through it that you can peek through, which they've pushed Bonaire down, locked him in, and then gone back up there,
And
to close the door, and then locked it.
That's the only exit, I take it.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Well,
that's right.
now we know we're up against.
But now, losers! From somewhere deep in there.
Want to hear another story? Jesus is just gonna get back into the cell.
That's where we end tonight's session. Well, that's where we end it tonight. Join us on next session to find out how Jace and Sylvanus will escape the dungeons of Ostenmark and the grand bowl for Prince Valendir. Thank you guys, and see you next time.
Hi guys, it's Mira, aka Drea Stone. Thank you for watching this episode of our campaign. Please like, comment and subscribe and keep spreading the Mythic Wyrd.